Yeah, guys, we're rolling. Cheers, man.
Cheers, brother.
What's up? We got Modelo today.
Fuck yeah.
So I want to get right into it. I got to read these off, man. I got some pet peeves.
All right.
If that's all right.
Yeah. No worries, dude. This is what we do this shit for, right?
This is exactly why we do this. In fact, this is the exact reason why we do this. So I may have complained about this one before, is the cars that try to be super nice and let you by. I'm waiting by there's no stop sign. I'm just waiting by the side of the road with my dogs, and then the car's gonna pass, and then I cross. They stop and they're like, "Go ahead," and I go, "No, you go." There's nobody around.
Right.
It's just one car, me, pitch black, and then but if you go, we all just go about our day. And then they're going, "No, you go," and I go, "I don't want to walk in front of your car."
Right.
In the middle of the night.
I don't trust you. I don't trust you.
And I got slow dogs. My dogs are slow. They're getting older. You know, I don't want to rush them across.
You know what I just thought of? As soon as you mentioned this whole scenario, dude, the Family Guy where he's like, "Oh, it's like when a broad in a Porsche waves you by and you're shocked," and she goes like that. So Stewie walks and she hits him. And she was like, "I wasn't telling you to go. I was trying to smell my own fart."
Yeah, I mean, just think of all those scenarios. Is there's no reason. Like I know you're probably not going to run me over. Of course not.
No,
but if you just go by, you don't have to wait. I don't have to yank my dogs across the street. You know, we all just go about our life. Mm-hmm. But I'm in kind of this argument with this nice older couple, right? And then it's the third time. They go, no, go like that. And I go like this, you go.
Yeah.
You go like that. And then he gets mad and goes, ah. And then and speeds off. And I'm like, oh my God, guys.
Can't even be nice nowadays and shit, dude. You know,
I'm like, please just go, because I have to get my dogs across this big street, or there's nobody around and we can just mosey on. So that's been a big pet peeve for years since me and my girl dated, because she laughs about it. Because she goes, come on. I go, no, guys, go. There's nobody around. It's easier. Mm-hmm. And plus, I don't want to walk in front of your car. And she's like, well, what are the odds they're going to hit you? Well, it's
pretty damn good.
It's less odds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Without attempting fate.
Yeah. It makes me insane, dude. And I start to get mad. I go, just fucking go. So I go out my life.
Yeah. Well, dude, I've come across that a few times in my life, too, and it's the dumbest. It starts off trying to be nice to somebody, and I'm not that guy. You don't need to be nice to me, because I've even had girls try to open up the door for me, and I'm like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? So I'll grab the door above their hands, and they're like, give me the look like, what the fuck is your problem? And I'm like, ladies first.
Don't open the door. You trying to big dog me, lady?
Yeah, exactly. And I was like,
trying to alpha me?
And you know why we do that? Well, at least when I was a younger buck, dude, so we can check your ass out when you walk inside.
No, I didn't know that.
No, everybody calls
it's a good way to do it.
Gentlemanly thing and whatnot. And fuck all that, dude.
I was told to do it.
I was just trying to see some hiney, you know.
I think that's just the natural. You take a peek.
Yeah.
You glance over.
It really is. You got to see what some of them are working with. You know?
You take a little glance. Yeah.
And most of the time you're just, it was exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah.
It's nothing good.
All right, now here's another. This is all things that have happened in the last few days, and I had to jot them down for this cast, because I was like, I'm getting irritated at people's mannerisms.
They're piling up.
They're piling up, man. People that I was talking to, I won't say his name, a friend acquaintance of mine, and he said this a lot. Like, we were talking about health and fitness or whatever, and he kept saying, well, I'm not a doctor, but. So he would preface everything with, and I go, yeah, I know you're not a doctor. You're definitely not a doctor.
Right.
You're so out of shape. You're definitely not a doctor.
And if you were, I definitely wouldn't take any advice from you.
Right. But everything, he's definitely one of these dudes that's like, I'm not a scientist, but I think.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
I always got to state the obvious.
Yeah, and I go, yeah, we definitely know you're not a scientist.
You know, the only time I catch myself doing that is when I'm calling you stupid without trying to call you stupid. I'm like, I'm no Columbo, but I'm pretty sure you could figure that one out on your
I'm not
own.
The smartest man alive, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
and it's funny because I always get like I'm old as fuck now, because they're like, Columbo. Yeah. Who's Columbo? And I'm like,
I'm no Matlock.
I'm like, you don't know who fucking Columbo is, dude? What the fuck?
Yeah,
dude?
Peter Falk, man.
Shit.
Yeah, come on, guys. So that one's starting to kill me a little bit. I know this. Mm-hmm. Just in normal conversation, I'm like, yeah, I didn't think you. Plus, what I don't like either is when you try to say something and someone tries to get you with like my dad will do this sometimes. He'll be like, oh, so you're a doctor now, and I go, well, look, doctors are fucking idiots.
Facts.
So it's hard to have a conversation with, oh, professor. Well, look, professors are fucking idiots. You know what I mean?
I do believe that the title that people put on a lot of other people inflates their brain sometimes to where you shouldn't have a title like that.
Yeah, some of the dumbest things I've heard over the last 12 years have been from doctors.
Well, that's a fact. I mean, especially with the whole
giant fat doctors,
the whole COVID thing too, dude. Like,
two masks, and they're like, you're a doctor, and this is you.
They're like, put this thing that does nothing, and chemically, like, if we were in a chemical, biological, radiological warfare environment, that little fucking mask would not even be a thing that you'd be wearing.
You know how I know it doesn't do anything? Because I wore it during painting, and I smelled everything the same.
Oh, yeah, dude. And if somebody busts ass, you're smelling that shit.
Smell all of it.
So you're getting that poop particles in your nose, dude. Come on now.
Yeah, it's only good for, like, if you're mowing the lawn, maybe, and you're trying not to get some in the mouth. I don't know, dude.
The only thing I really see them good for is, and I appreciate this from coworkers of mine and stuff, when they get sick, they still have to come to work because motherfuckers got to make money. They'll wear a mask. You know, so
it's very uncomfortable though.
But
you're smelling your own breath.
If they don't mind doing it, I don't mind them doing it. I'm sure as fuck not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
No,
but other people that do it, I'm like, you're wearing a mask? What are you, a dem? And they're like, no, I'm sick. And I was like, are you sick of being a dem?
It is funny because now you have your reaction now to the mask is, even when they're like my lawn they're mowing the lawn, I'm like fucking sissy, dude. They're like, nah, I'm just
fucking voted for Harris.
I knew you sissy
fuck.
Yeah, okay, move it on down, baby. Move it on down. Okay. Women who are constantly, I heard this one at the bar when I'm talking to my friend over there. Women that call themselves boss bitches. That really rubs.
That's a big irritant of mine too.
Yeah, because if you have to constantly say I'm a boss bitch, you're probably not.
No,
you're not running nothing.
You're faking it until you're making it.
Yeah, you're not.
You're one of those.
The real boss is at work.
Don't have to say shit.
Don't have to do shit.
Don't have to say it. Don't have to fucking proclaim it.
Yeah. No. Nothing kills me more than, and I see that's a new thing for these chicks to be doing that.
The one that I've been running into lately is like the whole feminist old school platter that I keep fucking running into, to where, oh, you like this person? Well, you know, they don't care anything about women's rights and this and that. And when you really dig into it, the only right they're talking about is like something that's not actually happening, but the media,
whatever headline they read,
whatever thing is inflating it to be something that it's not.
Yeah.
And they always, at the bottom line, they always got to say for women's rights.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what rights don't you have that I have?
Yeah. In fact, maybe more.
I kind of think so, because I'm not getting out of speeding tickets. You know, I mean, well, there was that one.
I don't get free drinks by everybody.
I really don't, dude. You know, I can't bat my eyes and get my way out of shit.
Can't throw my balls up on the bar and get free drinks. Doesn't work for men. Imagine if that did, though.
Imagine that if we're like, my eyes are up, you know, my eyes are up here, and they keep staring at me.
Hey, lady, stop staring at my scrotum, please. What a weird. What if that was reversed in a world,
flop, dude?
Yeah, like an alternate universe. Women are just staring at your sack.
Tired of you ladies staring at my junk.
They're constantly like,
what you packing down there? 9 mil, or you got a 44 Magnum?
They're like, woo! Look at that scrot. Woo! And you're like, oh God! You come home, you're like, these ladies were yelling at my scrotum.
They asked me if I shaved it in a landing strip.
Yeah, they're like, "Is it shaved down there?" I'm like, "Oh, how dare you!"
Fucking bitch.
I feel so used.
It was so violated. It was like he looked at me with X-ray specs.
Yeah. Imagine like there's if you think about it a little bit, it definitely can be scary to dudes are constantly, but you're putting them on display. They are on display. You could throw on a sweater.
There is a lot of girls that they don't understand it, but I don't understand it because I got this big fake ass with these fucking these leggings that are stretched to the maximum capacity on these things,
and
dude.
way up to my crotch.
And I got these fucking pouty lips that look like they just want to suck on cocks. But why do you keep staring at me like that?
Yeah, I've heard it.
How dare you?
I heard a chick complaining about that, and she wears what we call pussy skirts.
Oh yeah,
and here's the vagina, the bottom of the vagina. Her skirt is right here. It's
so
barely right there.
When we used to watch TV back in the days, and we were like,
yeah, and if she makes any sort of bend like that, it's all on display. So you gotta go. You could throw on some jeans or something if it's such a problem.
Yeah, because I mean, right there, that's like hanging a piece of meat over a lion's cage, dude. You know, like
it's like
hey, you don't want that meat. And you're like,
yeah, it's like the Patrice O'Neal bit where he's like, we need at least one day where we can sexually harass you. Like, it should be a holiday.
Yeah.
Because what you guys are is, we're like bears, and you guys are like fish dipped in honey. And you're like, don't touch that. Don't touch that. And you're like, God, dear man.
You fucking know what you're doing?
Right. So, but it's like, you could cover up a little bit if it is a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good.
Yeah. So, yeah, that... It's funny. Giz was on last week, and he was like, "We gotta call this the Woman Haters Club." He's like, every time I listen to you,
hey man, Women's Haters Club.
I'm like, "Oh, it's not true. Some of my favorite people are women." I gotta talk shit. You know, I talk shit on who I love.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, what do we got here? It's kind of stupid. Okay, definitely. What did I skip here? What did I skip? Oh, this kills me. Is the sissies with my dogs, like, you know what I mean? Like, if my dog comes up to them, they're just incredibly scared. And I wonder, I go, now if you're from a foreign country, I get that, but every once in a while, it's like, Jesus, bro, relax.
I'm glad you just mentioned that because you reminded me of one that just happened to me a few days ago that I didn't realize is my pet peeve. So I'm walking by this broad, and she's got a little dog, you know. Little dog comes, you know, sees me, and I'm walking by, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And I go, "Why?" She goes, "Oh, I thought my dog was gonna run over to you." So of course, now that we're talking, the dog runs over to me, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, little guy?"
Yeah.
You know, I pet him. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I was like, "For what?" She goes, "You know, he shouldn't be bothering you like that." And I was like, "I like dogs.
He's a little sweetie.
I like dogs." And I was like, "Plus, he's not yapping my fucking ear off like most of these little guys do." And I was like, "This guy's cool." "Oh, but I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "You need to stop fucking saying that you're sorry for nothing."
What a nut,
right?
Is she a little nutty? She feel a little nutty.
Definitely, dude. Out of a scale from 1 to 10, I'd say she's probably about a 9.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll run up on a few of those in our dog walk. When I'm walking my dogs, there's every once in a while I'll come across some lady that's, and you're talking, everything's fine. You know, she comes over to the dog, and then you can start to find out she's a little nuts.
Batshit crazy. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because me and my son will walk up and down the streets all fucking day long and shit. And whenever animals see me, it doesn't matter, dog, fucking cat. I just got this fucking thing about me. They like to walk up to me and I pet them and shit, you know?
You're like, yeah, come get some.
Yeah, I'm like,
guy.
Shit, you know, fuck, you ain't gotta do too much to get me to pet you, dude. You know?
Right.
But it's always the owners
that
are like, oh, I'm so sorry, or oh, he's not friendly. And the dog, dude, I could tell by a dog's look in their face if they're friendly or not. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me. And every time they tell me, "Oh, I'm sorry, he's not friendly," motherfucker, that dog loves me.
Yeah.
Like he wants me to fucking pet him. So I'm like, yeah, that's fine, buddy.
Yeah, sometimes, having dogs it gives people sometimes an excuse to talk to you, and they're a little nuts, or you know, sometimes they're. I had a incredibly flamboyant gay guy come up to Baron and say, is he mean? Is he mean? I'm like, well, if you think he's mean, fuck off. Like, I don't know what you're doing. And Baron's like, he doesn't know because he's very flamboyant. Baron's like, what the fuck are you doing? You know,
why is he twitching like that?
He's Baron's starting to get like, fucking, what's happening? Should I fuck this guy up? Shit.
Is he after us?
Yeah.
Should I get
because
him?
he comes running up, you know, and I'm just like, oh, and then he's like, is he mean? I go, sometimes he is.
Yeah.
I go, so let's move it along, pal.
Let's back off.
Yeah, it's too much. Don't start flailing your arms arms around dogs because they'll look at me like, should I fuck this guy up?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, and raise your voice and
Yeah, it's too much, man. Right. Like if people that don't know how to handle dogs. I ever tell you what? I brought this girl home a long time ago, and when Sparrow was a puppy, and Sparrow would jump on you and shit. She does that still now, but she jumped on like this girl, and this girl was like, no, and then kneed Sparrow in the chest, and I was like, oh. That's not for you to do. Get the fuck out of it. I fucking gave her the business. I go, get the fuck out of my house. She's like, what? She's like, I'm disciplining your dog because you don't do it. I go, she's 7 months old, dude. It's like, holy, she's a puppy. She's excited.
Right.
And I don't know you, bitch.
Yeah, and you should be glad that a dog thinks that you're cool.
Yeah,
because
she threw like
nobody
a
else
knee
does,
at her.
man.
It was like trying to she's one of those people, where they, if you need help disciplining your dog, there's this number you can call or whatever the fuck. I go, she's a bulldog. She's 7. She's been on the earth for 7 months. We're working on it.
Literally has no idea what the hell's going on.
Yeah,
yet.
we're working on it, lady. Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
My God.
And you don't hit animals to fucking teach them. I've never hit any of my animals.
No,
not one.
I learned that doesn't work with Baron. I gave it a shot. I was trying it. It amps him up even more. He's like, oh, we fucking good on nuts now? Yeah. Yeah, so Baron got that a lot when he was younger. People would be like, you know what you can try to do while training? It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Well, it was funny. My dog Mazzy, when I had her, since a little pup, she made one mistake. I showed her what she did. But I never hit her. I just showed her. I'm like, hey, come on, and she's one of those that all she wanted to do is please you. She can feel the disappointment when you talk to her. So I'd never walk her with the leash. Man, I had to leave for the Navy and came back, and my folks were walking her with a leash, and now she's getting all aggro when she sees cats and shit. Yeah. And I was like, well, that's where you fucked up, man, because she would just look at me, and I'm like, no.
Problem, especially with dogs, what I found, reason why when Baron was new, I had a different girlfriend, and Baron was supposed to be her dog. That was how I got him. Anyways, he had no alpha. You know what I mean? I'd be like, you're training the dog. That was the idea. You train the dog. Yep. I pet him. I say hello, but it didn't work that way. And the problem was there was zero alpha, and he was getting 2 different trainings, one from her and then one from me. Yeah. So when we finally cut her out, Baron was like, oh, I got it now. Okay, we good. Yeah.
Now life is easy. Thanks, Pop.
Yeah. yeah. I kept him and got rid of her. I was like, it's time for you to go. I was like, you're no good. And then me and him, I fucking skipped through the house like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, dude. The moment that bitch got that dresser out of there. The moment she got the last dresser out of there, I was like, la 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 la. Oh, you want to know what's funny, dude? Speaking of, like the Married with the Al Bundy, I was smiling too hard. So while I'm all giddy because I finally got her out of my house and shit. And me and Baron are just, me and the dogs, la 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 la, and we're just skipping through the house. We're just having a blast, dude. I got tug of war with them. We're going nuts. And so I go, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna sleep in the living room. We're gonna have some fun, right? I love doing it.
Fucking camp out.
So we had a big TV in the bedroom. I grabbed the TV, but I didn't move anything in front of it. So I reached around and then I popped my fucking elbow out. I was like, oh no, dude! Trying to lift the TV. I go, of course. Now I got an injury.
I was like, off to the hospital we go.
I didn't. It was a pop. We handled it, but it scared the shit out of me, and it hurt for about a good 3 weeks. Yeah, but. Anyways, that's it. Doesn't it always feel? Sorry to do that to your mic. Doesn't it feel good? I don't know how you feel, and maybe this is where I'm a little bit of a sociopath here with relationships. But when you break up, and they finally and if you live together and they moved out, does it feel so fucking good, dude?
Oh, dude, I'm rolling around fucking.
You're on cloud 9. Possibilities open up. Yep. You're just looking around like, what do I want to do today? Like, holy shit.
Actually, I get to do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, because after the ex-wife, it was funny because one time she tried to fucking give me a call and tell me what to do, and it felt like that spot on fucking, what was it, Hot Tub Time Machine? It's like, you don't get to tell me what to do anymore.
Yeah.
Even when we were married, I mean, she tried to tell me what to do, but I wouldn't really listen.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, you're still doing what you don't do, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it doesn't, the greatest girl. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're doing things differently.
But with her, I was like, I like how you're trying to tell me what to do, but I don't ever do what everybody tries to tell me what to do. I do what I do.
Yeah.
And if you fall in line, you're having
and you're
fun
also
with
an
it.
ex.
Yeah.
So that really means I don't have to do shit.
That means that not only did I divorce you, but I divorced your whole family, everybody that, and the fucked up part is, still to this day,
you get rid of the family.
Still to this
That's
day,
fun.
though, this one is kind of weird though, because her whole family still loves me.
Yeah.
Despises her.
Yeah, that happens too.
That's the funny part. I'm like, well,
It
is what it is, because I'm a pretty good guy, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a complete asshole like I used to be and shit.
Right. Unless she's lying to the family or something and saying you're doing horrible things, because that happens too. They'll lie.
Well, she attempted that, but her family actually contacted me and was like, I knew when she told me that it was bullshit.
Yeah.
Tell me it's true. You know, tell me the truth. And I'm like, I've always told you the truth, and I'm still gonna tell you the truth. But,
Yeah.
But after this, we're not talking anymore, because once I got rid of her, unfortunately,
you go with them.
You're kind of the baggage with her. I don't want to have anything that reminds me of her, except for my kids. They don't really remind me of her, though. They nowadays with their attitudes they do, but you know, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I said that with the ex too. The ex's father, he was a cool dude, and he was like, "Hey, you want to come over and visit the dogs?" I go, "No, we're good.
Not doing that.
No, we don't need to speak anymore."
And I had some good fathers from ex-girlfriends that like, trust me,
because that's weird too, though.
When we split up, I was more hurt that I couldn't hang out with their dads anymore. You know, but it was my doing. You know, I'm splitting up with them. I'm like, yeah, you know, it's just, and I was like, but you know, tell your dad I love him. You know, he's always been a straight up good guy to me.
He's a good dude, but I gotta say, bon voyage
we're
to
not,
you guys.
We're not gonna be in any photos together anymore.
But it feels good, man. Yeah, and I remember an ex before this last one too, when she was moving out of the apartment, and she had like it's funny is like, I like how chicks do this too. Is like we'll break up, but they're like, I got nowhere to go. Can I stay here until I find another place? I go, you know, that sounds ridiculous, but I let her stay. And then finally she's like, I got a new place, and, you know, shows up with two dudes to like move all the shit out, you know? And I was like, hell yeah, let's go. And I kept going, let's see how fast you guys can do this. Let's move, baby. And then I even helped. I even started grabbing shit. I go, let's roll, baby, let's go.
You're rolling up her clothes like a football. You're like, hey.
I look back at that moment too, because it's kind of a funny moment, because I think they were laughing about it too, on how quick I was like, let's roll, baby, let's go. And I think because they probably have in their mind, you know, like, oh, we're gonna move this stuff out of here, and he's got her asshole boyfriend, it's probably gonna cause a problem. I'm like, what's up, boys? Let's get moving.
Hell yeah, fellas. Hey, you guys thirsty? I got some waters.
I'm like, let's get moving. I want this done as quick as possible. And I even helped with a few dressers. I'm like, let's go, man.
You guys hungry? I'll get a pizza.
Yeah, you bitch can't come in. This ain't your place no more.
No, we're getting jalapenos. You don't like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Get out of here with you, stupid lady. I think she lives in Canada now or something like that. She moved to Canada.
Oh, dude, I thought about you at work, because one of my buddies came in and he was like, yeah, man, you know, what's the deal? And he fucking starts going in
Seinfeld. What's the deal?
Yeah. And my buddy Charlie goes, that sounds like a fucking Seinfeld shtick. And I was like, fucking Seinfeld. And then the guy goes, I never got into Seinfeld. And I was like, you're too young, bro. And he's like, dude, I'm 35. And I was like, yeah, I'm 44. You're too fucking young, dude. Like,
you're never too late to get into Seinfeld.
But you know, he didn't get into it early in the days, you know, back when it was smoothly fucking going off and shit. So it's a little different for the younger kids to get into it.
Sure, I think so. Yeah, because everything, it's just everyday situations. There's no,
and that was up to date at that time. So nowadays it's not. It still does carry over good.
Yeah,
but it's a little different.
But I don't think kids would even understand a lot of those. You know, like the close talker. You know, have you seen that episode? The close talker, or
the fucking big hands.
Yeah, man hands.
Fucking man hands.
The show is so brilliant how they tie everything together. You know, it's like three different, and it's just, you know, it's a show about nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
at the end.
So
of the
what
day.
it shows you is that it's all great writing and good acting.
Yeah,
funny actors. But you can just go down a list of just all the great shit that, because we know what they're talking about. The close talker, the chick with the man hands. We know people like that. You know, the Jimmy episode where he talks in the third person.
Oh, fucking George doing his, hey, do they know about the shrinkage?
Yeah. George got shrinkage. George is always up to something. It's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, Kramer. Remember when he got hit with that bullshit, dude? I was like, man, I don't care what you guys are fucking saying.
I've
dude.
watched that a million times. That's at the beginning too of the phone recording.
Oh yeah,
I think it may have been one of the first, right?
Yeah.
Was that what set it off? I wonder if that's what set it off.
That and the constant heckling, dude. I mean, you know, you can only I'll be honest with you. If I was ever to be a great comedian, if somebody heckled me for fucking minutes straight, dude, I'm talking minutes, like more than 1 minute.
Which happens,
I'm going to lose my shit probably, dude, because the old Justin that gets angry and likes to solve problems and get rid of them and make them go away so I can continue on what
Especially
I'm doing.
if it's your job or your passion, this is what you consider your thing.
And I came out having a good time, smiling and shit, you know, and fucking now you got this, dude.
Right.
I can understand.
Yeah, I can definitely understand. And here's what happens. He was not equipped. Now we're talking about Michael Richards.
Yeah.
He was not, when he had the breakdown at the famous breakdown at the Laugh Factory. He was not equipped to handle these guys, and he thought he was throwing out an edgy comeback at him. You know, saying years ago you would have been hanging from a tree or something. See, if you need to find comebacks that are funny, it's still got to be funny. That's where these guys are different. The real good guys are able to annihilate somebody, but still be funny, you know.
Well, not only that,
you could tell he was shaken.
Good comics are able to take something that everybody else in the world would get uptight about and say, "Ooh, we don't like to talk about. Ooh, that doesn't make me feel good." Like 9/11 and shit, and make a killer joke about it.
Right.
If you can make me laugh at something like that, it's either gonna go one or two ways with the crowd, no matter what.
Right.
Because you got those people that they're just.
You know, this.
I just always have to complain about something.
I'm upset and offended about everything.
Have you seen what I look like? I am miserable.
But for some reason, I came to a comedy show.
Yeah, I came to a comedy show to wreck the whole thing.
Yeah, to just be like,
I don't think I'd be able to handle what fucking half these dudes have put up with, dude.
Yeah, especially. Yeah, I mean,
I don't think so.
I mean, I've been in rooms. I've been at comedy shows when there have been hecklers and weird fucking people, and they usually get dismantled or someone to be like, "Shut the fuck up, dude."
Right.
But he was not equipped, and he's a brilliant comedic actor, but stand up, that's not his bag.
Not his. Yeah, everybody's got their niche,
and they kept calling him like Kramer and shit. Though they're just yelling out Kramer at him, dude. You know, and he's trying to get bits across. Everyone has snapped. I've snapped on stage before. You know, playing music, I've snapped. So
it happens. It happens, dude. It's gonna happen.
If you really care about what you're doing,
right? And somebody's trying to fuck it up, you're gonna it's gonna happen.
And he did keep yelling the word though. He kept yelling it
because at that point, I can tell my man was angry and just was like, "Fuck it, fuck it."
I'd love to know what happened before that too.
There had to be a lot more that we don't.
Not even with the crowd. I'm saying before he even got on stage.
There's got to be a lot more we're not privileged to.
Of course. And I wish he would say that.
Right.
The problem was he'd come out
dark. Yeah.
Well, no, he would be like, "I need to apologize to some Afro Americans," and they're just like, "Oh, dude, it's making it worse."
Yeah. He went dark. Like he's not fucking legitimizing what he did.
You got to be like, "Dude, my bad."
Right.
You motherfuckers heckled me, and I yelled some shit. My bad.
You know how I would have...
Well, you want to fight or something? I don't know. Go fuck yourself.
I think I would have been like, "Hey, fuck you. You want to call me racist? You ever been cut off? Are you racist now? Fuck you, dude."
Yeah.
You know?
You ever heard that Chappelle joke when he was at the Laugh Factory? Have you seen that? I got to show you that video. He's at the Laugh Factory, and he looks at and he goes, "Damn, being here reminds me of Kramer." and he's like, "This is how I know I'm 80% comedian and 20% black guy." Because
I did see that. Yeah.
Because the 20% black guy was like, "Man, that's fucked up." The 80%, the comedian was like, "Damn, Kramer's having a bad set. Get him next time, Kramer." And the crowd goes nuts.
Hell yeah, dude.
Because everyone's done it. He did it horribly. Although yelling that word over and over is pretty fucking wild, though.
It's not a good look.
It's not a good look. It's not clever either. Okay, say you yelled it once, all right, right?
Yeah.
But then you're just like, fuck you. What if he just was like, fuck you, motherfuckers, dude? But he kept going, lie. He's just, you know what? It was a breakdown.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. But,
It's so crazy.
But like I said, this could be anybody. All right. So like I said, let's take the scenario of driving. The first thing
That's the perfect scenario.
The first thing you're gonna pick on is their fucking race. I don't care what you are, dude. I really don't. But as soon
In
as
your head, it happens.
as soon as I think that I know what it is, that's the first fucking thing. And if you're fat or skinny or fucking goofy looking
Sure.
or driving a Prius, whatever, I'm digging into everything that I think that makes you a fucking pussy and an idiot in my mind.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right.
Well, sometimes, because you're like, most of these things that other people share that you're involved with piss me off. And now you've just you've checked all these boxes.
And you're usually right. You
I
don't even
am.
need to see the person.
Right? Yeah.
Can you tell the race from the car?
Yes.
So can I.
Yes.
So, 100%.
So that doesn't make you racist. That makes you familiar with anger.
Yeah.
Is how I'd say it. And you're going to just pick at whatever. It doesn't matter just because I said you're black. Or I even pick on white people. I pick on fucking guys that look like me. I'm like, you fucking... Yeah, Jason Statham looking motherfucker. Fuck you, dude. You know?
They cut me off. You're like, he looks like me, you handsome son of a bitch. Go fuck yourself.
No, I'm like, you fucking
when they cut you off, you do have to zoom up and take a look, don't you? You gotta be like,
do you look as stupid as you drive? Is what I'm wondering.
And now I play the game. I'll guess. I'm like, ooh, I know what race that is.
Yep. And you pull up nice and easily, dude, and you just give that
like,
glance.
you son of a bitch, dude.
Most of the time, I just notice it's little kids. I'm not really paying attention when it's little kids with
teenage
the races.
drivers.
Yeah, but teenage drivers are the worst motherfuckers out there right now.
I'm gonna have to say, I think we're cutting the Asians a break. They're not their worst drivers. I think they've gotten a bad rap. I think it's black ladies. I got to say black ladies, man.
I've been hit by more black chicks than anybody.
When they're behind the wheel, it's chaos.
Yeah, they got a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
They got a lot going on.
They're angry. They're overweight. They got weaving the hair. It's giving the headache.
Sometimes they got claws. They can't even reach over the steering wheel.
And they're trying to text at the same time with the big claws.
Yep.
Yeah. And this is the last joke I'll quote. The Shane Gillis joke, which is like being racist isn't something you just have. You know that joke where he's like well, like my woke white friends, I'm not racist, and he's like, you sure? It's because it's not like you just have it or don't. You're like, sometimes I'm hungry and sometimes I'm not. So he's like, just like if you're driving and you get cut off. You're like, I don't feel like a cheeseburger right now or something like that. I'm saying, I'm fucking it up.
No, but I remember the one you're talking about.
And then he's like, and then everyone's like, what's very funny is he goes, so if a cheeseburger just cuts me off, and then he goes to the audience, he's like, and that cheeseburger is whatever race that you're thinking about inside your racist heart. And everyone knows, and he goes, by the way, a cheeseburger was Jewish.
let's hit it right real quick.
And I heard that joke from him years ago when he was working it out. And he would it's a smart joke because people go, oh, right, and he go, by the way, that cheeseburger is Chinese, and he goes, did that make it better? You know what I mean? All of a sudden it's okay now, right? You guys were like, ooh, because you immediately was like, black guy cheeseburger. Mm-hmm. So he's like, that cheeseburger is whatever race you thought about, and I think that's a smart joke.
That's fucking mental warfare right there. Which is another thing I was thinking about, that Beast Games thing. Because when they're like, oh, now we're going to line you up with these people, we're going to line you up with these people. That reminds me of the CIA games that they were playing with fucking, mental warfare on people and shit, just to see how a crowd would act when we did this.
You got to kill the weak quickly.
Right. So let me give you for instance. They did this fucking, this whole study. So they just took 100 random people, made 50 of them dressed like prison guards and 50 of them dressed like prisoners. What do you think happened? The ones dressed like guards fucking started feeling all empowered and shit and telling them what the fuck to do and fucking being cruel to them and shit. You give somebody the appearance of a little bit of power, they're going to abuse it.
Yeah.
It just seems like that's human nature, no matter what the fuck
Sure.
it is, dude. You
Yep.
know, so like we were talking about doctors, you give them this title, you give them all this, dude, and for some reason it always fucking overinflates somebody's head and they fucking ruin it
Yep.
every time.
Every time. And it is true that they say this is like if there's big crowds and it starts to become mass hysteria, you gotta the weak will start to cause a problem.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You got to kill that person quickly.
They're the ones
or it's gonna
barking
be
and-
it's gonna be a problem. Like in The Mist. You ever seen the movie The Mist?
Long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, like mass hysteria starts to happen. They should have killed this bitch a long time ago. Yeah, and it would have been all fine because she's getting everybody to start to turn and da 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 da. You know,
She's the Karen causing all the problems.
she's the Karen.
Yeah.
Yep, the Karen before the Karen became a thing.
She's like, you guys don't need guns. Meanwhile, I'm gonna have these guys over here coming.
Hey, I
with
bet
guns.
you in the future there's gonna be 0 Karens. That's just ruined it.
No, but there's so many people that love complaining so much. I think they're gonna directly name their child Karen.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think so because
Because I think there's such a stigma to the name.
and they're gonna be fat cackling hens. They're more than likely gonna look like Rosie O'Donnell, maybe with the blue hair nowadays because that's what they do.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a huge chub fat chick that's gonna be a lesbian because no guy wants to.
That's
fuck her.
Whoopi Goldberg's real name is Karen.
Is that right?
That makes sense, right?
Is that right?
Yeah.
This needs to be like fucking blown out of the fucking
Yeah, for some
water.
reason. Yeah.
Why does everybody fucking misdirect that, dude?
I don't know. I mean, she is the Karen. She's a perfect Karen.
And how are you gonna name yourself Whoopi when that used
Goldberg.
to be that used to be the old school name for sex was
Yeah.
Whoopi.
Right.
You're gonna make some Whoopi. She's never had sex in her life. I don't think so.
Her name is Whoopi. She changed her name from Karen something, like Karen Wilson or something.
Do you really think she's ever been fucked? Because I don't think she has.
Supposedly Ted Danson and her used to fuck. I don't know. I mean,
Ted Danson is a pretty handsome man, as far as I knew from what the chicks would tell me back in the days and shit. Does he really need to fuck Whoopi Goldberg?
I mean, she's hideous now, but maybe a young Whoopi Goldberg, maybe.
even when she was young,
She's famous. You know what I mean?
she wasn't hot.
No,
she wasn't Tina Turner.
No,
you
but
know?
I think she can get some. I think any lady can get some, especially if they're famous.
Well, Tina, damn it,
She was a piece, huh?
Why did I have to say that one, dude?
Tina Turner's
Dude, when
prime Tina Turner with her
oh
legs.
my god, dude!
She was a banger.
Remember her in Mad Max? The fucking
Yeah.
oh my god, dude!
That hair,
Oh,
big hair.
dude.
Yeah,
she was-
Tina Turner was a banger.
and she was just authoritative and fucking yelling at dudes, and they were doing everything she said. I was like, oh hell yeah! You know,
Well, it's not like Ike. Ike handled that. Are they still alive?
no, they're both
They're both
passed.
deceased.
Yeah,
right?
she passed a few years now, but that was
Hey,
recent.
what are the odds? You know, who's the chick that sang? And I forgot
Oh, that was
one. Whitney Houston.
there you go.
So
I was thinking cocaine.
yeah, I know that sucks that everyone thinks that now. So she apparently dies of an overdose in the tub, right?
Right.
And then years later, her daughter also dies of an overdose in the tub. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Is that insane? Is that crazy or what? Bobby Brown's the father,
I mean,
and you got to be like, all right, what are the odds of this shit?
if I was gonna whack somebody, I would make it look like something like that.
Well,
I would.
it's
That's
almost
an easy one, dude.
Well-
a tub death. That's pretty easy.
sure a good death, but if you want to whack your daughter or the girls, oh, you mean so
Maybe they were killed by the same person.
Yeah,
Just
killed-
Maybe the
sending a message or something?
well, the daughter started getting older. I don't know if they were closely in the same years amount. You know,
I don't know. Let me look that up real quick. That's pretty crazy. Let's see.
because you know, for a hitman's theology, this is how I'd feel. Yeah, maybe her daughter started getting old enough to where she was digging into her mom's death.
Yeah.
And because maybe her mom was killed, and then you know, got too close to the guy that whacked her mom, and she got whacked in the same exact way to send a message to the rest of the motherfuckers like, don't look into this.
Yeah. So yeah, let's see. Her name was oh my God, she was named after Bobby Brown, I guess. Bobby Christina was her name. Was found unresponsive in the bathtub in her Georgia home on January 15th. She was in a coma almost 6 months before dying. Whoa, Jesus. Was buried in... Okay, blah, 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 was the subject. Bobby Christina performed with her mother at concerts. What happened to Whitney? Okay. Yeah, anyways, what are the odds, though? I mean, you got to... If you're Bobby Brown...
I don't see too many coincidences.
Yeah, and why... Like, all these seem... Either someone's dropping the ball... You know, because they put the O.J. Simpson thing up. They got a new O.J. Simpson doc on Netflix now.
He's gone already too.
Yeah, he's gone. They're still trying to make money off this thing because it is pretty insane how it just.
Is that going to be the new narrative from here on out? To where, hey, guess what? This is the story. This happened. Few more years goes by. That's not the whole story. There was this much,
and
then
that's how they're gonna make money. Yeah,
every fucking time, dude.
Well, the vultures are out there quick. They're quick to start
a fact.
production.
That's a fact.
Like something gets popular, you know, all the P Diddy documentaries now,
dude.
It's all for money.
I can't even stand to see that
the Michael Jackson
face
docs
on anything, dude.
The fucking and then you know that Black Hawk that exploded, right? Now there's a Black Hawk documentary immediately up on Netflix. Just maybe not about that, but they go, oh shit.
Here it is. This is what you guys.
It's pretty gross.
Want. It is.
It's pretty fucking gross, dude.
Well, I mean, the whole film industry has been pretty slimy for a little while that we've actually known about.
Sure, it's slimy,
and I think the slimy goes even way further back, and we just had no idea.
I think it goes very far back
from the beginning. I think.
Right, but again. You could just say no. You know what I mean?
But when I think about like film and everything like that how it has changed it, well, I mean, kind of sucks that it fucked it over like that. But think about Charlie Chaplin, right?
Yeah.
Now think about Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
Who won the mustache? It was fucking Hitler.
Hitler.
Dude.
That's a Hitler stash now.
That sucks.
Yeah,
dude.
You can't have that stash
because if you look into it. Everybody back then used to have that same mustache.
Yeah, right.
That was like a thing. That was a normal fucking thing. And now this one guy's an asshole, and he has that.
Yeah.
Now that ruins that mustache. What if you look the coolest you've ever looked in with that fucking mustache? Yeah. I'm just saying.
Michael Jordan had that stash.
Yeah, for a little bit.
Yeah, but it works. Black guys can throw it on there, I guess, because their mustaches are weirder.
Well, they get away with everything too.
Yeah. Yeah, Hitler ruined that mustache. He ruined the name Hitler and Adolf.
Yep.
Yeah, anybody with Adolf, you're like, oh shit, dude.
Well, I don't know. There's some folks out there that enjoy that stuff, you know, because I've known guys that call their dogs Adolf, you know, because they're a roided out, yoked out fucking Nazi head, dude.
Right, but I don't think they're well educated. They're only really. This is what I found out about a lot of quote unquote Nazis. I even hate how they call them neo Nazis. You know, neo stupid. But well, I mean, you would have to because they're not Nazis.
Yeah, you're not the old Nazis.
No, what you are is like you found something. You found a gang that it makes white people scary.
You're now a contemporary ripoff of your predecessor that you're trying to still instill the same fear.
Well, you haven't done the research on it. Basically, what you are is now you're trying to be something scary, because this is what white people that have that's scary. Yeah, people are afraid of racial skinheads, right? People. Yeah. So that's the only thing white people have.
Really is.
Yeah,
it really is.
From the media.
Yeah. You know, I mean, but then that bleeds into gangs and all that,
right,
and whatnot and shit, dude.
Right. But they don't really know the history. If they did, they'd be like, holy shit, then this is very anti-American.
So I was watching one that was a documentary of different fucking, like, the worst dudes locked up to this day right now.
Can I take this one?
Yeah. That's
thank you.
Put it there for you. And it was funny because it's when the Aryan Brotherhood first started in prison, and I didn't remember who it was, and one of the guys' names comes out, and he says, "Yeah, this is Mike Thompson," and I started laughing. I was like, "Oh shit," you know, for different reasons,
yeah,
and whatnot. And I remember when my buddy Greg fucking started at my job years ago, and he was like, "Have you ever Googled Mike Thompson?" And I go, "No, why the fuck would I do that?" And he goes, "Just do it, dude." So I did, and it was like, fucking co-founder of the Aryan Brotherhood. Fucking
Whoa, really?
All this stuff, dude.
The Mike Thompson?
No, it's not the same,
Oh.
but it's the same name.
Right.
But I thought that was,
It's a common name, though.
it was I know, and it was the first thing that popped up on Google. Like,
Right.
you know, so somebody had to pay to put this at the top of Google,
Right.
which is funny to me too.
Those things don't really have any, don't hold any weight anymore. You know what I mean? It's like now it's the being the word racist or something is now someone's like, you know, you're a racist, and I go, well, okay, I'm never going to talk to you again. That's just ridiculous.
Do you want to hear the funny part? I was just called that by a family member. Not too long ago. Actually, it was within this last week. And the answer that I had back, I was like, you're calling me a Nazi. Yeah, you're a fucking Nazi. Okay, well, this is how I'm going to tell you.
No, it was in the American military, right?
Well, of course they know, dude, because they're closely related to me. And I was like, well, if I'm a Nazi, this is the funniest Nazi I've ever heard of. I have a Mexican wife, a black best friend, and I worship a Jewish God.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to tell me now?
Well, they don't know what that is anymore.
It's regurgitated.
It's
shit.
headlines.
Yeah, it's
because what it is, it's like if what they found was most people don't want to be racist, right? So that's the Achilles heel. You go, oh no, right? They think they can win an argument that way. It's like if I have a mole on my face and it really bothers me, and then someone mentions it, and it just shrinks me.
But you know, me and you have been hit with those dumbass words since we were children, dude.
And it holds no weight. It's
nothing.
They've killed it. They've killed all that.
Yeah, because we got that ironclad skin. Their little bullshit arrows don't do shit.
Yeah, it doesn't do shit to me. But that's how they get people.
Yep.
But I feel that's pretty much over too. Once someone does that, you go, well, you're not a real person now. You're just a headline reader.
You're just lost.
Because I notice a lot of people do that, and this is what we need to try not to do, is where you just regurgitate headlines, you know, where it's just like, you're all upset about Roe v. Wade. You're like, you didn't know what Roe v. Wade was until they put it on a headline.
I had no idea.
All of a sudden, you're saying that word every 5 seconds.
And now if I look at your Google history, it's like 16 different ways of looking that shit up. Dude, you didn't know nothing.
And we're calling somebody you hate a Nazi, and it's like, do a little research.
Right.
You could say, okay, whatever, piece of shit, whatever the fuck, okay, you hate them.
Yeah.
Let's not say Nazi.
Right.
I think you're wrong about that.
And I forgot to tell you, I forgot to mention this part. I was like, well, if you look up our family history on my side of the family, on mine, within my bloodline, we're Nazi killers. I showed you that dagger that we got.
Nazi, yeah.
Yeah, dude. We have
I want 25 Nazi scabs.
Nazi fucking the weapons, and that's an empowering thing. Just so you guys know, when your family kills the enemy and you still hold their weapons, you hold their fucking souls. Fuck you, Nazis. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, if it's stupid. What you're trying to do is you can't go down to their level with trying to explain it because they don't care. It doesn't.
No, they're like those.
It's not.
They're like those Dems that just drop a topic and then ask a question. How could you be like this?
And then you hit them with it, and they want out.
Halfway through, they don't even get all the way through. Halfway through, they're like, "No, I can't."
I can't. Yeah, that big one. Yeah,
fucking.
You go. You brought it up.
Yeah, you're the one who wanted to start the civil conversation.
Yeah,
but then as soon as I drop the knowledge onto you, you're like, I can't.
Yeah,
and it just looks like a cartoon robot going. Zzz, zzz, zzz. You're like, you're fucked.
Well, what I like to do any time of those, I'll bring up, well, you're saying headline words. Mm-hmm. Use other words. You have a better vocabulary, right? Use other words than the ones that you hear everybody else use. And then they'll just, I have to regurgitate.
You sound so misogynist.
I haven't done a push-up ever in life. I can't do anything.
Remember that one we were watching when she's like, it's so misogynist. And he's like, can you describe the word misogynist? And she's like,
and her brain dies.
Can I go now?
Yeah. You're like, I didn't say anything to me. I just said define what you just said.
That was her own brain creeping back into her head,
just
like,
going,
oh, you're so full of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where it is. It's just like, whoa, dude. Oh, yeah, because that's what it is. It's your own brain going, you're full of shit.
Full of shit.
They got you.
You got caught.
You got
red-handed.
caught. You're
back
so
out.
full of
back
shit.
Out.
Hey, look, if you are full shit, here's how you get out. Be like, you know what, you got me. I can't.
You know, I fucked up. I said something stupid because I heard it earlier.
But usually people who speak that way, though, they don't have the maturity to be like, I think you got me on that one.
Right?
Yeah.
Or the charisma to, you know, because they're mostly like little snails, dude. They're like, oh, you found me out.
Right. Right.
know?
They've just been waiting to say that to a guy.
Yeah, because now I feel just
And
like...
they want the guy to snap, right? Rather than being like, okay, can you define that? Or
Can you speak on that?
yeah. But
And she's like, speak? Oh my God, how dare you tell me to speak? That's all I've been doing the whole time.
you can't have those people in your life, though. I think that's the problem, is that you really have to. And even though they feel that way and they're very wrong about stuff, I think what you got to do is you got to avoid those topics with them.
No,
If you have to have them in your life,
for now,
you have to go. You have to go.
For now, I'm just avoiding them.
Yeah,
That's the.
just avoid because it'll come. It'll go away. It's just headlines.
It's you know, and it's funny because I've been told you need to do your research. You don't know nothing and this and that. And I was like, you're talking to a man who's traveled around the world, fought in 2 foreign wars. I mean, need I say more? Most of these people that I'm talking to haven't even paid taxes, or worked a job, or done anything with their lives, but they're trying to tell me like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Well, you remember when you were younger too, right? You kind of thought you knew more than you did.
I did,
right?
And I did put myself in that, but I still would not talk to.
I look back and I find I was pretty right about a lot of things.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we had
the way I felt. I still kind of feel that way. Yeah.
Well, we had a lot of good stuff to listen to too. You know, I mean, we had Bad Religion keeping us on track back then. You know, like hey, just because you think this way's the right way, just keep an open mind that there's still over here too, and then there's the way you think.
I think younger folks and people with lower, lower testosterone are getting hit, dude. Yeah, they're getting hit, and it's almost not their fault. It's a mind virus. It's a mind virus they've put out there, and I think the sissies because they you know what I mean. They found a team.
Well, they're making a lot of the videos on these platforms like, let's glorify the sissy. Yeah. Oh, here's a plight over here for us to lay in the middle of the street. No, shut the fuck up. And laying in the middle of the street ain't gonna do anything except piss everybody else off that is trying to get to work.
Oh yeah, with the protesting and they're just stopping traffic. You're like, what are you doing?
Here we go again.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the reasoning is. Let's just block traffic.
And it does nothing.
Nothing.
It just does zero.
It pisses us all off. Now you created more enemies than you thought you had. Plus, most of you are waving fucking flags that you don't want to go back to that country, but you want to wave that country's flag in my country. Fuck you.
That is weird. It is weird. It's a weird one. And I know that most people are out there because it's a party, and for some reason you got nowhere to be.
Well, these are like I'm saying, the rest of us that work, we got to get somewhere.
Hey, say you don't have a job without saying you don't have a job. You know what I mean? They're out there on a Monday for hours on end in the middle of the street. You got nothing to do.
And when you're blocking a freeway, why isn't SWAT called out? Why aren't they clearing these idiots the fuck out, dude?
That is weird.
That's a fucking dude. Now you're impeding traffic. As far as I knew, if I just did that by myself, impeding traffic, I get.
Say you're not protesting. Say you're just crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm impeding traffic.
They'd fuck you up.
I'm getting fucked up.
But if you say you're a protester, they got to leave you.
And now there's a shit ton of us. You don't just start pushing back. Like, get the fuck out of here. Go do that shit on, your...
That is odd. You don't want to leave the country.
But you want to wave the flag.
But you wave the flag and you're yelling "Viva Mexico" the whole time. But why aren't you living there?
Oh, that's the big.
Like, you know what I mean? I don't get it.
The sad part
and
is,
you want to stay, but you're waving the flag and then stopping traffic and causing problems, jumping on cars and shit. That's no way to keep the citizenship, is it?
It's no way to create your plight to be into the right light. I understand that people think that I can come to your country illegally and I should have some rights because Biden may have given you that before, but it's not like that anymore.
communist countries, a lot of communist countries like Cuba, fucking Russia, and the people that have fought their way to get here, they don't play that game. They're like, no, American, fucking, no.
Right?
I don't want any problems,
dude.
Yeah.
And
the Cubans I know are like, dude, go fuck yourself.
I'll say it once. I've said it so many times already, dude. But every day that I wake up with Trump being my president, it feels like Christmas Day every morning, dude. Because I swear, I'm like, what else has he done? And so many people are like, ah! And I'm like, good.
The boy's getting to work,
good,
huh?
Good, dude. You mean a president could have been doing this the whole time?
The boy's getting to work.
I'm proud.
Well, I mean, also we look back before all this, right? And it could have. We wonder what it could have been if Kamala won. And you're just like, whoa, dude.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I puckered for a little bit during that whole thing. I puckered because
I thought it was gonna get fixed.
I thought it was too. I really thought that, like, they were holding out at the end. It was gonna be a fucking left hand swing, and she was gonna get in there.
Yeah.
And still to this day, I will say this: I never once planned on like destroying things or fucking looting or pillaging or anything. Even if that bitch would have won, I wouldn't have done all that. But what's funny is, you know, if Trump wins, that's it, dude.
Notice how we've said this before, but it is interesting. This is really interesting how human behavior works. Nothing got changed the moment we saw it on TV that he won, right? He wasn't in office yet. He wasn't thinking. But the world changed immediately knowing. Isn't that weird, though? Nothing changed physically, I guess, right?
But they knew that he's a man of his word, and you can trust what he says.
But I think the ideal of the clown show's over.
Yeah.
It just, everyone kind of took a sigh of relief. I think even the Dems were like, now things are a little...
Shit was getting a little too out of control.
You know, even the Dems got to be like, yeah, man, I'm being mugged every 5 seconds. My car's been stolen 3 times. You know,
I'm not even the highest up in my office, but I'm getting fucked with.
Yeah, I think, and I also believe too, a lot of people are like, I'm a Democrat, and then they go vote Republican.
Yeah.
In fact, I know that's a thing. Especially in L.A.
Yeah, they call them rhinos, right? I think.
Oh, do they?
I think so.
Oh, okay. That is a real thing, though, where they, behind closed doors, they're Republican, but they're Democrat to people at their work. You know.
I mean,
you got to try to, you know.
I don't know. All the Dems at my work just get shit.
What does that even mean, though? What does even Republican mean? What does Democrat mean?
It means you're on board with the last guy, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like,
which sucks, dude, because that changes.
Technically,
all the
we
time.
back in the day, we say Democratic things. What Dems were. Back then, it was free speech was supposed to be Democrat, right?
Back during JFK's presidency, Democrats are what Republicans are now.
Right.
That's a fact, because Republicans now, we don't want to go to war. We don't want to fucking...
so weird.
We don't want to spend money on black object fucking bullshit that doesn't matter and doesn't do us any good.
We don't want the government in our business.
We don't want the government trying to grasp more control than they fucking ever needed to have to begin with.
Right.
We don't want our mayors or our governors to say, hey, you have the right to protect yourself, but pay so much money here and sign up here, and then we'll put you on a waiting list that's 2 fucking years long.
It really shows you, man, that how they can minds can be warped.
Yep.
They can be changed.
But it's so funny because so many dudes have been living like I have to follow every law for so long that they're just neutered themselves.
Neutered.
And for years that it's hard to try to snap them back into our reality to where I'm like, bro, just because they say you can't do certain things doesn't mean you can't.
Right.
You can. You can do everything you want in
They're still grasping grasping into the mask. They're still rocking the mask.
And the rest of us real men are like, yeah, I still want to eat red meat and fucking plow this guy down. Yeah.
But it's weird that is like these things are controversial. There's some things like I get if you don't like policy, especially like deportation, all that. Okay, I'm with you on that. Fine, you know it's arguable. We can argue that, sure. But Justin's like, there's no fucking argument. No, I'm with you. But let me show you where I'm going.
If they're keeping it
like,
legit, like the
how is
criminals,
right,
and the fucking the known fuckers that need to get the fuck out of our country. Yes.
There's definitely good people
with
who are not here legally, for sure. That's fine. But there's also bad.
There's plenty of bad. And I've even seen where they interview the immigrants that are still here, and they're like, well, and bless her heart, dude. You know what I mean when I say that. And she was like, well, they come in and they get the ones next door, and they killers and they rape, and I don't want them. We don't want them here. And I'm like, I'm sure, sweetheart, that you're not on the same. You know,
they're not after you.
Yeah. But she's like, no, I tell them they're here. You go get them. And I was like, oh, bless her heart, dude, because you know, do maids and you know, or any job for that matter of any kind of immigrant. If you're not breaking the fucking law, do you think you have to matter? No, you don't. You really don't.
Yeah, just
you're gonna be off the radar. So if you're not
like the rest of us want to be, we don't want to be in the government's radar,
right? Don't do it. We're actually a part of this fucking country, and we stay off the radar. So if you fuckers want to stay in the country and you're here legally, you want to raise kids, you want to do all that, go ahead and try to make it. It's
just like maybe one day we'll retire in Mexico. Who knows? Guess what? We're going to watch my P's and Q's a little bit. I'm not going to be causing chaos.
Exactly. You know, any country is going to treat you the same way. Don't start flying flags and saying, you need to fucking treat us this way. Well, now you probably had a drone fly over your head, take pictures of all your fucking stupid faces because you all dumbasses showed up to this fucking rally.
Yeah.
Right? And then you impeded traffic and you broke a bunch of laws. And guess what? That's who they're looking for, you dumb shit.
That
you showed up for your own funeral.
It shows you the privilege of them because
right?
Because if I was there, I would have got fucked up, dude. Cops ain't playing with me.
Stop resisting. Dude, I'm trying to get a pack of gum out of my pocket.
Yeah, and just think about it, dude. I'm a dude in the show that's killing cops too. You think they're going to fucking take it easy on me? I'm going to get fucked up.
Be like, we've seen your work before.
I'm going to get fucked up, dude. But it's funny that I get, but like what I'm saying is I still get how that's controversial to people. Now, what I don't get is controversial is like we're going to keep men out of women's sports, and people are up in arms about that, and you're just like,
how are you up in arms about that?
I don't understand. We're going to make it so we don't so we're not pushing hormone changes on children, and then you're going, how are you upset about that?
But see, this
I don't get that. That's a mind virus.
This is where I question that. Are there really people upset about this?
No. There you go.
I don't think so either.
You're right.
I don't think so either.
There are, but they're not really upset. They're virtue signaling.
Yeah, nobody that
I do know some people
we're going to pay attention to, or
no one's paying
about,
attention,
or
no one's hiring them. No one's paying attention.
Right?
Yeah.
We already know that.
There are people. There are some, but they're not real.
Yeah.
Like they're actually they are living. I mean, they are breathing, but they're not. They don't do anybody any good.
Not even themselves.
I bet you every one of those people too they have zero friends and no family. Their family have got rid of them.
Can't do one push-up.
They can't help you with anything.
No,
they can't help with anything.
Right.
That's something I've always said. That look at yourself. If you can't help anyone with anything, you gotta look at yourself, dude.
I think you need old Justin Swan's suicide booth, patent pending.
And what's that? Just you in a room?
No, it's a phone booth. It looks like the old school. I'll give you the London style too, like the red ones. You know, with the bars.
Make a phone call.
Yeah,
like you pick up the phone.
You go to selected death. However you want to fucking die, man. I just take your money. You throw everything into my little bucket, dude.
Yeah.
You kill yourself that way, and then I have a sanitizer of hot spray nozzles with fucking alcohol. Just cleanse it and shove you down into the sewer where you belong.
The Justin Swan suicide booth.
Suicide booth, patent pending LLC.
And it's the shape of a London
London phone booth.
The London old school phone booth.
Because why not, dude? The English always try to whack me and fucking, you know.
Yeah, so when the phone goes off, that's when it hits.
Yep.
And then you go, they're like, well, I'd like someone to shoot me in the back of the head.
There you go. Just a little arm comes down. it's gonna look like fucking itchy and scratchy.
I'd like to get sucked off to death.
We're like, all right, we'll see if Kamala's still busy.
Just get a hooker. He's like, oh shit, dude. Oh shit, we'll get out of here in a sec. Do you like those suicide booths?
I think it's legit.
'Cause isn't that crazy? We can put all animals down, but we can't put people that are in pain
I think
or pedos.
I've felt this since I was a kid. If you're in such horrible pain that it's just agony for you to be alive, I will gladly do it for you. But now they want to make, this is where they flip the note, because you got to push the fucking button yourself. But imagine if you're so fucked up and you're just fucking like this.
Yeah.
How are you going to fucking, dude?
Well, they just roll you on it or something, maybe.
No, but somebody else, that would be some. So they're trying to put it on the person to kill themselves.
Right.
But what if you don't know you're going to end up that bad? You know, say they give you the option. They're like, okay, you're at this certain point. Now you can make the decision. You're like, no, I can still move around. 2 weeks later, now you're fucking, you know, you're atrophy.
You can't talk. You're trying to blink. Please kill me.
And you can't fucking do it.
Dude. And it sucks when, like, the family keeps them alive, too.
That is
Let's
the worst.
Just
that
call
is
it.
The worst.
Go off to the great beyond,
right?
dude.
That's you're being called, dude, and you fucking.
You could probably walk in heaven too,
right?
You know what I mean?
You can.
You can talk. You can walk.
See. You can smell.
They got chicks in heaven.
Yeah, definitely. Are you kidding me? It wouldn't be heaven without chicks, dude.
Cocaine? Pure Colombian cocaine?
No, I'm sure they don't call it that, but it's something better.
It's something like it.
It's something better.
Yeah, you need a boost? Oh, by the way, no side effect. There's zero side effect.
Hey, all you got to do is like circle around the Lord 7 times. You're like, that's it? All right, let me try. Oh, damn.
Oh, boy.
What the fuck?
You got to clap your hands 3 times. You're like, oh, easy, Jack.
Yeah. Hey, but if you really want the full effect, you got to go shove the pineapple up Hitler's ass here at 4:30.
Hitler's over there. You got to go cross over in the hell.
They're like, I thought that was hell's motion. No, we enjoy this up here in heaven, too.
They're sending Hitler over. You're getting the pineapple up there.
He's just like a ping pong ball. Everybody shoves a pineapple up his ass.
It's like, God damn it, dude. Well, that's the catch. Like, look, if you want to live in this beautiful heaven where you just clap 3 times and then you get an injection of awesomeness, right? You every once in a while, the job is you got to go like torture Hitler a little bit.
That's a win-win for me, dude.
Yeah.
I don't mind the torture.
You got to go hit Stalin a little bit.
Yeah, hey, that's fine too.
Or just there's just a billion pedos over there.
Hey, if there's a Joe Biden puppet and I get to throw darts of things that he says stupid into it, maybe that's what's happening.
That's what it is.
That's what we saw, dude. We saw people that were dead just fucking with him. Like, I'll make him say this. Watch.
I think something's fucking with him. What is that kind of evil, though? I got to say that too. Where that boy. That boy is clearly brain dead, right? Clearly, but they still keep putting him up there and being like, and the poor guy, and he has kids, right? And he has sons. And wouldn't his son be like, hey, no more putting dad up on the thing? He's not going to the podium anymore.
Blasting coke and fucking guns out his fucking window and shit, you know?
Man, and didn't like Joe Biden, most of his family die of cancer and all kinds of crazy shit, like a car accident?
I'm sure they're all a party, dude.
Well, I mean, I think they all died of like horrible diseases and shit.
Nah, I'm sure it was just all drugs.
Yeah.
They're gonna tell you that to make you feel something.
Maybe, yeah. Where you're just like, God damn, dude. Like, I'm just looking at him, being like, something's catching up to him.
Nah, yeah. The devil's been sticking his finger up his ass for so long, dude. It's starting to taint his soul.
And the rest of them, his wife, everyone's just prancing him up there. Like, nobody loves him.
They're like, prop him up.
Nobody
thumb up his ass.
You got to think that nobody loves him. You're just this thing that they're putting over there. Because if that was anybody I love, they'd be like, hey,
right?
He's not doing that anymore.
He's not. Come on, dude. Why are you gonna have him walk down these stairs?
Yeah, he's gonna fall off his bike and shit.
Come on, dude.
Everyone's gonna videotaped him. What are we doing?
Hey, like, are you juicing him before he walks down these stairs? At least.
What are we doing?
Shit.
Get your 5th booster. I may not be dumb, but I am a white boy.
Hey, I'm in good shape.
It's crazy. What are we doing?
Falls over on his bike.
What is this family doing? All right, buddy, let's get out of here, man. Cheers.
Reaching all our souls while we're losing our minds, forming all the false personified. I never really saw that kind of hood before. Standing at attention while they slam the door. Where we're bruised, yeah, we're bleeding. We battled and defeated, and we watch watch our soldiers march across that line. Cause the problem with the world is that everyone's a few drinks behind. It's a quote from the Bogart Maltese Falcon line. Cause the problem with the world is that everyone's a few drinks behind. There's a lot of people here not moving with the assembly line. Working our hands straight down to the bone. I'd rather come home broken alone, floating down the river, drinking our pride, seeing all that broke you hell I bit on that side. Cause we're bros, yeah, we're bleeding. We battled and defeated, and we watch our soldiers march across that line. Cause the problem with the world is that everyone's a few drinks behind. It's a quote from the Bogart Maltese Falcon line. Cause the problem